One critical skill to maintaining a good two-way communication with your tier one and a half, tier two prospects is to lead with insights. There's so much information available to customers today. They can find so much online. Really, to differentiate yourself, you need to teach something to your customer. Educate them, get them to think differently about a problem or about how they see their world or their environment, and expose them to a new idea that gets them to think. Um, this is critical to your serving as a trusted advisor, right? To help them understand they can trust you, they can rely on you for good ideas, and to help them solve their business challenges. The A great example that I love to share is the one that John May shared with me around. There's a report. Let me share my screen from Dora. So more specifically here, it's the State of DevOps 2019 report. And it goes through, so this is sponsored by Dora, is the DevOps Research and Assessment. It's sponsored, you can see it's part of Google Cloud's research, and it's sponsored by a number of our competitors. So I would encourage you, you can share this with the customers, but really I think the magic is just sharing some key insights from the report and then pivoting the conversation to talk about how we can help them solve their business problems, and using the mantra and the GitLab value framework, how we can help solve their positive business outcomes. We can help them define required capabilities that are going to help them, get to the PBOs that they're seeking. And we can show them, we can articulate how we do it better than anybody else. And then we've got a robust set of proof points that you can use. I think the key thing to providing insight. So I'm going to share one example here. This may or may not resonate with your folks. The key thing is you need to provide an insight or educate them on something or challenge them on something that they care about. But this is one that, a lot of organizations are adopting or have adopted DevOps. They want to get better. You've seen some of the stats that like 2/3 of organizations out there aren't happy with how their DevOps processes are flowing today. So many of the app dev shops are going to be interested, right? If they haven't seen this State of DevOps report, there are a few key insights. And so you can see this is covered. So I showed a screenshot of the report itself. Here's something on devops.com talking about it. So there's a number of different resources that you can find. But here's a great resource that I've seen John use and other sales reps, is to talk about, hey, you got this, you've reviewed the State of DevOps report from 2019, and the Dora report talks about elite performers. What does it take to become an elite performer? Many customers, right, or many just human nature. Do you want to be the best? Well, hell yeah, I want to be the best. What does that look like? So you can talk to them about the Dora report provides insights into what does it take to be the best in terms of DevOps. One of the key findings, I should have shown this earlier. One of the key findings here is it talks about these couple findings here. So there are an increased number of elite performers, many of which, by the way, are GitLab customers. But I think this one is most critical. So this whole notion of being able to deliver software quickly and rapidly, it is fueling digital transformation. It is helping organizations compete effectively. So it talks about how organizations that are good, the elite performers that are good at DevOps, it contributes to their organizational performance. It boosts their productivity. It improves productivity and customer satisfaction. I challenge you to find a customer that doesn't care about those things. So by leading with insights, just a little teaser to say, hey, I'd love to have just a conversation with you. Again, think about that two-way engagement. A conversation about your software development lifecycle, and share with you some findings from this Dora report. And you could talk about, look, in this Dora report, they define, what is a low performer, a medium performer, a high performer, and this elite performer. And look, they've even gone so far as to say, define what some of these are. So elite, in terms of deployment frequency, they're deploying multiple times per day. And so we've got proof points, right? We've helped Goldman Sachs as one of our flagship customers. They're deploying 6 times per day. Maybe that number is even higher now. and also looking at lead time for changes. You can see here, Goldman Sachs averages 30 minutes as a lead time between change. Elite performers are doing this in less than a day. So you can start a conversation about understanding their current state, right? And you can use the TED approach that we've learned as part of force management, right? Tell me about a time when, or explain to me how, or describe to me your software development lifecycle. If you could change one thing about your DevOps process or your development lifecycle, what does that look, what would that be and why? And you could ask them, right? This deployment frequency, how often do you deploy today? Are you satisfied with that? Is that meeting your requirements? What would it mean if you could deliver more times per day? Well, and then here are some other examples here. Now, I encourage you can use this, but you can also encourage you to customize this to your customer, right? Which proof points are going to resonate most with them based on the customer, the challenge, the business challenge they're facing, maybe the region that they're in, the industry in which they compete. So again, it's thinking about relevant examples that you can highlight to start that conversation. And then just that opening the door, right, that gets you a foot in the door to have them. You can ask a lot of good open-ended questions, use your active listening skills to get them to start talking about current state, future state and positive business outcomes, and then go from there. You can also, just as a couple other points to support that, you can also leverage when you start talking about, hey, what does good look like and where are they trying to get to? In terms of customers that you're looking to move to start from starter to premium, right? You can go to this Y Premium site that we have on about.gitlab.com and talk about, right, each of these. Hey, tell me about your operational efficiencies. What's working well today? What are some of the challenges you face? All right, how would you rate your organization in terms of how you deliver products? Like, is it fast enough, et cetera? You can, and then, is enterprise level support, is that something important to you? What we see is that one of the key hallmarks of these elite performers, right, is that they have a trusted vendor like GitLab that can help to support those efforts. So I encourage you to, come up with a pitch or an approach that works for you, but asking questions around some of the capabilities and features of within Premium. And again, you're asking questions to get the customer to articulate a desired state, right? Or a gap between their current state and where they want to get to. And then, and only then, you should start to position how our different capabilities within Premium can solve their challenges, right? Whether that be enterprise level support, whether it be canary deploys, whether it be enhanced abilities to audit and do compliance. So there's a number of things that I encourage you to check out in here that can help you figure out, all right, once you understand the customer's needs, what are the right elements of Premium and Ultimate for that matter as well to position in terms of how that solves the customer's challenges. And then I'd be remiss not to also remind you of our command of the message resources, right? And really think about how, and you get that customer to open up because you've come in, you've delivered an insight, right? You've challenged them to think about things in a different way. Like maybe they've never thought about what does elite performance look like in terms of DevOps processes. So by engaging in that dialogue, hopefully, again, that's enough to open the door for that consultative, open two-way dialogue to where we can start to figure out how do we deliver value and what's the best way to position that value. So the command of the message site has been updated. We'll continue to iterate it, but here, don't forget our value drivers, key defensible differentiators, and a number of the resources that you have at your disposal, including the new pitch deck, a robust set of proof points that you can leverage and pull from. Again, trying to make sure it's as relevant as possible to the account or accounts that you're engaged with. I hope this helps. Lead with insights, establish that two-way communication. You'll be well on your way to building that pipeline. Thank you.